Hey everyone!
Hi. All
Why are
right,
you looking at me?
I don't know, I didn't time it right. We're back with another update. We took a little bit of a break, and we had wrapped up our summer project, which is to start a blog and a YouTube channel. And
And kids are back in school.
yes, kids are back in school. So anyways, we're back with our second project. They all elected, though the kids don't want to show up here, they all elected to want to continue.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Yes,
Benefits them and us. So we get some help and they'll get some experience.
exactly. So I know this blocks it, but we are what I call a Sprint Zero demo, which is usually a planning phase. So the goal of this project, the second project of ours, is to build some consistency with posting, because right now we've set up the groundwork, we set up the foundation in which we can write a blog, we have our kind of social media channels, but we're not quite posting consistently. We don't really have a schedule for that. So this is the main goal of this project. So just to give everyone an update. So same format, we'll go through what we did so far, give an update on our progress, and talk about next steps that we're going to do. So in this project, we're making it shorter than last time. I don't know, last time I think I had 7 sprints. This one's only simply 4 sprints over 8 weeks, which puts us ending right before Thanksgiving, just because we are going to take a family trip out of the country, and then it's a holiday.
Yeah, it's a lot of holiday activities between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so give us a little bit break so we can actually focus on, spending time with the family and friends around that time.
Yeah. So I changed up this view. So now it shows kind of in calendar view. So basically how it works is that we do the demo today, then usually I'll put a blog post out there tomorrow or release anything we might have. So in the Sprint Zero, we don't really have much. Ethan's still working on that spring break video. Turns out the 24-minute video is lags too much on the software we're using. So he's still working through that. And then in the meantime, in this break, I just, put out the timeline and define the project objectives. I put out some travel shorts out there just to play around from our Mexico trip. So the nice thing about Instagram is after you put the stories, I'm sure most people already know how to do this. They just put a create button and you can turn it into a reel really easily. And then from that reel, I just kind of post onto YouTube just to compare. We'll kind of show the stats of that in the upcoming slide. So this is just a slide to get everybody on the same page, at least in our family. We're just here to build some consistency. The goal of this project is to define a process for consistent content creation. Right now, it's very probably in the moment instead of more. And what we've read and researched is usually there's a cadence, right, that they usually aim for. I mean, you know better than I do. So right now, it's very inconsistent.
Yeah. So we just need to build some type of momentum of cadence on how we actually start putting things out there. But that'd be our next few sprints that we're gonna try to get that down.
Yeah, and then just kind of committing to it, and then also getting more travel blog and videos out there. The editing, I think, is a bit more challenging than I thought. I still don't know how they edit all these long form videos. The short ones are easy. The long form ones just takes a lot of time, and more time than I expected to kind of go through, piece them together, and just string it or tell that story of what we did. So the blogging is okay with Gemini or ChatGPT. I would say that's been pretty helpful. It's just a matter of just writing out what we did, and then usually it'll help me edit it. It's just sitting down documenting, I think, is the interesting part. But in the meantime, in these last, I think 3 or 4, I can't remember how many weeks we took off as a break. Paul finishes the Disneyland Half Marathon.
Yep. This is a challenge I wanted to do. It was trying to get a coast to coast medal. I did the Dopey Run back in January at Disney World, and so to get a coast to coast medal, I actually had to do a run, at least a half marathon in Disneyland, and I couldn't get the one the following week after the Dopey Run because that filled up quick. So I got to go on this new Disneyland half marathon for Halloween. It was kind of fun. I got to run this. There was a lot of Halloween theme. Got to take a lot of pictures. and was able to finish. Not the best I've done because I was actually injured during the summer, but I was able to finish, and I got both of my medals, my half marathon and my coast to coast.
Congrats, congrats. I
Thank
just
you.
thought he could walk home. So let's get on the plane. This was in California. So have you ever done a Disney run? I finally, Paul's done a few now.
At least 4. This is my 4th one.
Oh, fourth Disney run. It's quite, I would say it's quite fun. I did it with the kids early in January. They do the trail itself is not as boring as when you're running some other, usually through the streets and stuff, because it takes you through the parks. They get some fantastic photos of you.
Yeah.
And then they also character. So if you're doing it for time, you might not get to enjoy the full experience.
It's not there for PR.
Yeah.
It says if you ever try to PR at a Disney run, then you're doing it wrong.
I don't know what PR means.
Personal best.
Oh.
Or PB.
Oh, personal.
PB. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you'll stop to take photos, and the lines are kind of
personal
long.
record. Sorry,
Oh.
PR is personal record.
Oh, personal record. Yeah. So I mean, I think Paul always likes it. I can see why. It is a lot more entertaining to run through the park.
Yeah.
And seeing characters, and people are always dressed up. It's just the energy there is really different.
Yeah.
Then it's not as, I would say, more. It's more in entertainment than
Well, as a Disney
athletic.
fan, I think is
Disney fans.
You're mixing the run activity and the Disney fan, with the two. And she put one of the pictures that I'm glad I got with May May, the red panda. I rarely see that one. That one's only in Disneyland.
Mm.
And so I was happy that I got May May. I saw her. I was like, okay, let's take a break. Let's go take a picture. But Disneyland was a little bit different than Disney World run, because Disneyland, everything was going through the park. The first 5 miles was going through the park. So all the pictures of the characters were on the first 5 miles. And then the last 3.1 mile, 8.1 mile left for the half marathon was all on the LA street. So that was kind of a little bit tough on everybody too, because it's like the only breaks you get is when you see a water station, you give yourself a break. And then they actually had a heat advisory during that weekend.
Yes, it was
and
hot.
it was pretty hot once it started
Yeah.
come out. But I mean, it didn't come out till like sunrise and hit till 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And the run starts at 5 a.m. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that hot when we start the race.
So the condition, it was red, I think, by the time you finished.
Yeah, it was all yellow through the whole, from the beginning of the run all the way through until when I finished. I hit, I think, 9 a.m. and then they changed it to red because it was getting pretty hot, which is
the highest level of warning, like kind of.
No, blackest.
Oh, blackest. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, okay. Second to the highest.
Yeah, second and highest.
So it's just heat conditions really high. It was
Yeah.
hotter there than Houston. So
yeah. So
this was just last weekend.
Yeah.
So we missed the good weather here. So and then we traded for really hot weather over in California.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm glad he did it. He's gonna have to take a bit of a break because he
From
was
the
pretty
running.
injured. I would say I knew he would finish. I was just thinking at what cost. But you know what? He's doing pretty well. So he's able to stand and sit. So that's a big improvement. And so, okay. So just to share, the other thing we've been trying to understand a little bit more or kind of work with is some metrics or analytics behind the scenes. So this is actually, if you ever played with, and some of you guys who are probably has businesses and stuff, this is from Meta Business Suite, which kind of aggregates all the data from all your Facebook and Instagram accounts, and it gives you stats on the post and the videos you post, and see how much reach and things you have. So this is our recent videos from Cancun, which are reels, and you can kind of see, so we can kind of see where it is. So we can tell that from here, we don't really post consistent enough. I mean, maybe there's one week that I'm posting a lot and then I'll pause for a long time. And they say generally you'll see the metrics improve when you're like consistent on a consistent cadence, right? Either you're doing usually daily in the beginning, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to get more videos out. The more videos out, the more likely you'll get hit up. And the algorithm works that way where, they'll connect the things that people like, they'll connect them more with that same video. So if you're providing the same type of message or videos
Content?
content that people like, then they'll connect you more with those people.
So we put the same videos technically on Instagram, Facebook, and then YouTube. And I would say YouTube. First of all, I think YouTube was a little bit easier to understand or find, mainly because they have less metrics. Meta Business Suite just has a lot of metrics, and I'm like clicking around just to see, okay, what is useful for me here. Rather, YouTube is a bit simpler just because it has less information, and then I'm not as overwhelmed by it. So in YouTube, you can pretty much pull up your videos or your shorts, and you can kind of see the views. And I would say it performs better on YouTube. And the interesting thing is, once people, of course, dislike the video, it will pretty much stop serving it, is what I see. But you can see like the views are a bit more higher on this than in Instagram. And what's interesting is that what I've read or researched is YouTube generally, if you can build up to a certain audience, will pay sooner than will not only Instagram and Facebook, I believe. So we're kind of just playing around. And YouTube, I mean, if I try to post, anyways, we just need to build a schedule and then commit between me and him, kind of, or maybe the kids manage that channel, manage that content flow. But you can see kind of the difference between how I think the views are equivalent to the reach. So how many people see it. And you can see the views are a bit higher in the YouTube side. So it's interesting, right? So then with that, our next steps, now that the kids are back in school, we can't be as, although I don't think we were that aggressive anyways with the kids. They had a lot of time. They had a lot of free time, a lot of computer time. It was harder to motivate them. But Ethan said he's still at least try to continue editing the spring break video, which is where we went to Disney cruise for 4 nights. It's just that Disney always generates a lot of content for us, mainly just because it's interesting. They have a lot of events, a lot of
Disney fan
activities. Well, you record more. Yeah. There's usually more content when going a Disney trip than any other type of trip, I would say. So he's going to continue doing that. I'm going to try to work on a travel blog post. If I'm going, and I'll decide on which one I'll do. I haven't decided if it's going to be Korea, just because in celebration of my 40th birthday this month, that was an early birthday gift to myself. So to blog about that one, or to blog about something shorter, which is Paris, when we went in February, that would be shorter. So it just depends on how much time I have, because Korea, again, is probably a lot of content because we went for 6 days versus Paris was only 3 nights.
Yep.
So
a lot done in those 3 nights.
Yeah. So Paul, you're going to work on a content schedule. He watches a lot more social media than I do. So I do trust him. He has much more, just researched a lot more than I have. So
binging social media is not researching.
I call it research. I'll give you credit for the research. Arius is in high school, and his schoolwork, we're realizing, is quite a bit, just the amount of homework, and so he's adjusting through that. So he didn't actually feel comfortable committing to anything. So that's what we'll try to do. But mainly, again, this project is to build that content schedule for ourselves, and then trying to set up and then learn and then from there we can learn. I mean, there's scheduling features and all platforms, I believe, now, and it can just schedule to release or something like that. So yeah. So this is our Sprint 1 schedule. I will convert this into a blog post like this video onto our website tomorrow, and then release anything that we have, usually the pictures of these slides. And we will have our Sprint 1 schedule starting on Tuesday and then ending on Monday. So pretty much the same schedule. I think it works just because everybody has school, work. Sunday doing a demo seems to work for our family. And then on Monday, I can release the information. And then it is in this next 2 weeks, actually next week, this weekend, I am celebrating my 40th birthday. So
turning 21 again.
Yeah, it's 21. I shouldn't have put that. I shouldn't have put 40th. So it's been a fun year saying goodbye, and I feel pretty grateful having the opportunity to do things. And for example, we kicked off the new year at Disney World this year. Like I said, we were first time in Paris. That was pretty amazing. And then spring break, we went on a Disney cruise and splurge on a concierge suite. That's the one. Actually, there's a blog post on it. And then we even got to see some snow. The kids really love that one. Ethan's first time to snowboard. And then as an early birthday gift, my friend and I, also turning 40 this year, we went to Korea. And not only that, I also got the privilege of taking a corporate break. So just from working for 18 years in corporate, working up to, I would say, a director position and getting paid pretty well for it, I decided to, can't do that. I decided to take a bit of a break. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm just going through the, the motions of changing all that. The motion. I was clicking around.
I'm just playing.
Okay. The motions of, converting over. So, but yeah, so it's been a great year. I would say, I don't really have much left. We don't have a bucket list. I mean, I think I've done quite a bit up to this point, and I'm pretty happy with where I am. So we'll give you an update. We are just taking a short trip out to the beach. So on our next, in our next update, I think that's all it is. Well, Paul's planning my 40th, right?
Yes. Oh, wow. You're putting me on the spot.
You face your fears.
I am faced. I am planning, and we're going to have a good time. Thank you.
No pressure. No pressure. You can send all the questions in. But anyways, it's fun.
My email is Angela Tran.
No. Anyways, but thank you for listening in on the Sunday, and we're excited to share kind of our next steps and along the journey.
Yes.
Anything you want to add?
No.
Hope you have the wonderful rest of your evening then.
Have a good 2 weeks, and we'll see you then.
Bye.